Okay, so we're just gonna go through the compensation plan with doTERRA. Um, the compensation plan is still the same. It has improved actually, but the overview that I am using is slightly outdated, but it's just the easiest, I feel like, in terms of um, myself being able to explain it. So we've got this buckets, pipelines, and essential oils. So there was a man who lived in a village that was 2 miles from the nearest water source, and his job was to haul buckets of water to the village every day. Since everyone needed water, he had perfect job security. And to earn more money, he would simply make more trips. So after years of hauling buckets, he realized that if he didn't change something, he would be hauling buckets for his entire life. Um, so he made a plan, and let me just let this person in. So he made a plan, and he would haul as many buckets as he needed to pay the bills. And in his spare time, he would work on building a pipeline. So he stayed consistent and persistent in his pipeline building efforts. A few years later, he finally finished the pipeline, turned on the spigot in the village, and the villagers could come and get water whenever they wanted. He not only created a pipeline of water, but he created a financial pipeline that would allow him to pursue his greater cause and higher purpose in life. So, are you hauling buckets or are you creating a pipeline? This business overview is going to demonstrate how simply sharing essential oils with others can help you to create a financial pipeline. So, this little metaphor here, a lot of people, they're hauling buckets. So, what that means is that they're trading their hours for dollars. Even doctors and lawyers, people who are paid really well, they only get paid if they're putting that time in. And um, with doTERRA, you're still putting time in, but eventually, when you do it the right way, and we're going to kind of go through how you do that, you create a financial pipeline. And so we call this residual income. And so I'm sure some of you have heard of residual income, passive income. It is the smartest way to make your money. And I just want to say hello to Sue Ellen. So I'm going to blow this up a little bit, I think. We Okay. So why would you make doTERRA your pipeline? When we look here at the unique benefits that doTERRA offers, there's unlimited earning potential. We have a very high retention rate. Product sales are independent of the business opportunities. So I know that with many companies and network marketing companies, people feel a little bit of pressure to get into the business. We don't do that here. We want to support everyone who, if someone wants to get into the business, but a lot of people who come to doTERRA are happy to just be customers, and someone can be a customer for their entire life without ever sharing a single bottle of essential oil. So those product sales happen whether or not people want to get into the business. It's a new opportunity, and it is a stable and reliable opportunity. So when we look over on the other side here, we have a 65% retention rate. The industry average is about 13%. So I think that ends up being more than three times the industry average. But the last I heard, the um, competitors, if you will, they have a retention rate about 13%. 65% of our customers order regularly, and 74% of customers order at least once a year. So in the US, $1 out of every six is spent on healthcare. And so, I think we could all agree that if you're putting that money into infrastructure, education, roadways, all of that, we would see a tangible improvement. But we spend all this money on healthcare, and are people really any healthier? Not so much, right? So doTERRA was founded in 2008 and is a debt-free company with no outside funding. So, um, so there's 5 ways that you can get paid with doTERRA. And the first way is really, one we're not striving for here, but when you do make a retail sale, You get 25% on any purchase made by your retail customer. You have your replicated website where people can just go and they can order. But when we step people up with a wholesale account, now they are, so it's a little bit lower of a commission. So you get 25% on the retail, but the 20% here is what you would get. Someone, let's just say someone enrolled with 100 PV, um, you would get $20. The person who enrolled you would get $10, and then the person who enrolled them would get $5. This is on every person that comes into doTERRA. You've got the 20, 10, and 5, right? And notice these little colors because they're gonna, when we get to the next two parts, it'll all tie together. So this is paid weekly. So you see here. So this bonus is designed to get you off to a fast start. That's why it's called the fast start bonus, by putting money in your pocket almost immediately. So you've got to have the 100 PV in your cart in order to receive this bonus. And so this is for the first 60 days, you get the fast start bonus. Now, back when I had no idea what I was talking about, um, I would think like, but what happens after 60 days? You just don't get paid on it? No, you do. But we'll get to that in section 4. So we've already explained the 20-10-5 and the weekly. So now we move on to the power of 3. So again, notice these colors. Okay. So here you have, let's just say this is you. The power of 3 is brilliant. And so the reason for that is this structure, it just becomes so solid. And when you can teach people the benefits of ordering through the loyalty rewards program, shifting their budget from wherever they're purchasing their household products to their wholesale account with doTERRA, when you have 3 people they're all ordering 100 PV, and you see this little thing over here. So you have 600 in organizational volume between you and the people on your front line. So it could all be from the 4 of you, or usually you've got a couple extra people on your front line, just customers. And so when you have that 600 in organizational volume between you and your front line, you are eligible for this bonus. And so at the first level, you're getting a $50 bonus, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is monthly. And that $50 is like having $8,000 in the bank earning 7% interest. So most people don't just have 8 grand to stick aside and earn $50 a month, right? It's much easier to teach people the value of these products because, again, with that really high retention rate, 65% of the people that you introduce to doTERRA are going to continue to order. So ideally, these people, though, are not just customers who love the products. They're people who are, wanting to share and grow, because as you grow your 1,500 down here, you're helping these 3 people to get their 250 bonus. So think about, you could build this all on your own if you want to, but if you have other people that are building their own power of 3, then it just goes much more quickly. So when we can teach people the benefit of this structure, um, now when you want to get to your 250, now you're helping your 3 people to earn their 50, right? So they've got their 3 here. And so when you're getting the 250 bonus, that is like having $40,000 in the bank earning 7% interest. Maybe it's 42, something like that. And when you help your 3 people to get their 250, and these 9 people now would get their 50 because they've got their 3 people, you're earning a $1,500 monthly bonus. And that's like having $240,000 in the bank earning 7% interest. So even if it takes a couple of years to get here, it's absolutely something that, I mean, some other teams really, they don't even focus on power of 3 at all. They focus on rank. But when we get to the next page, you'll see that if you want to be getting a $1,500 monthly bonus as a leadership bonus, then you'd be at the rank of platinum. And I was earning the 1,500 at the rank of silver, because strategically it just seemed to make more sense than, to try to push for gold. The gold bonus is $750. And I just saw that getting to my 1,500 was more tangible. So as you're building that 1,500, you're also solidifying your rank. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Does this make sense to everyone? Nikki, do you have a question? Okay.
It actually
What's up?
just
I do
finally
know. Sorry,
clicked.
I was just typing in the chat because I just confused my mom because I said hi to her and then mentioned the Facebook party, so now she's confused.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about Facebook parties. And I'm sorry, I don't see any chat because it's, I'm like, let me peek in here. So, oh, yes, Sue Ellen, we're so glad to have you here. Okay, so, and sorry, Britt, I don't even know if you can hear me, but I didn't see that little, okay. So I'm super excited about the Facebook parties too. Sue Ellen, we'll talk about it after, but right now we're just kind of explaining how you get paid. So it finally just clicked, Kelly. Is it all just
Honestly,
kind of
like just, and again, I'm visual, and to see this kind of stacked up. And I have to also admit the 8,000 in the bank making 7%, and I've been scratching my head about that since I think the first time you ever said it. And I'm a math person. I'm an accountant by nature. And finally I was like, oh, I get now.
sometimes it's just seeing it the right way
Oh
that, and I mean,
Yeah.
and if
This
it's of
is
any
super helpful.
consolation, when I first started this business and like the compensation plan, like me and numbers, we're not really friends, but visual, I'm good with visual, but this tool wasn't available when I
This is
started.
helping a lot.
Yeah. So it literally, I would deflect, people came to me saying like, well, how do you get paid? I'd be like, well, go talk to this person. Cause like, she knows it better than I do. Right. And so, yeah, having this visual has been so helpful. I'm like, I can teach the compensation plan. And this is why I go back to this one, because if you look at some of the other compensation plans where it's like, it's the same compensation plan, but it's explained in a way that makes my head just like, Laura and I were discussing this earlier, and there was one that I opened it up and I was like, I can't with this. So, and maybe for some other people that it would make more sense to them to see it that way, but I feel like I can teach it better this way. So again, notice a little color coordination here. Here's you, here is your level 1, your level 2, and your level 3, right? So now we're down here. So you wonder what happens after 60 days. Okay, well, after 60 days, it goes into your unilevel. So let's just say this is you, and you've got someone on your front line. So this is level 1, and they do a 100 PV order. You make a whopping $2 on that because you're getting 2%. So there's this, kind of people who say, oh, well, like the multi-level marketing, there's all this markup so that they can pay out. Yeah, we're paying people. So instead of putting money into an advertising budget, they put it into the compensation plan, because we are the people that, you can't advertise all the things that these essential oils do for people on a billboard or in a magazine. So they just take their marketing budget and they put it into the compensation plan. So yes, we're sharing and educating, and so we deserve to be compensated for that, right? Because we are changing lives. But you're not making a whole lot of money on, if people are placing an order on your front line, right? So $2 for a 100 PV order, right? But it's really brilliant because you'll notice that these percentages go up as you go down, whereas other companies, you usually are making 7% on your first level. So just scrolling back up here, there's 27 people here. There's only 3 people here. Would you rather get 7% on these 3 people, or 7% on as it fans out and there's even more people, right, that on those lower levels? So you receive the compensation on 7 levels of referrals. And so the percentage grows the further it goes down. So you earn the least on the least and the most on the most. So when you are, if you look at these numbers here, right, 7% on your 7th level, let's just say that averages out to 32,000. When you are with another company, that's only $12,000, right? So just because of the way that the percentages are flipped. So obviously, you're making a lot more money with doTERRA's model. So it takes a little longer, right? So it's like, again, if you're with another company, maybe you're seeing a bigger commission check up front, but long term, you're just not making as much. Hello, Estella.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. We're just going through the unilevel bonus.
I wanted to hear that because I'm a little bit confused with that.
Yeah,
And I'm sorry I'm late. I was just doing parent teachers conference.
that's quite all
Virtual,
right.
of course. Mhm.
Quite all right. I know we've got other things happening in life, but yeah, so we're recording those. So the bit, the
Okay.
other stuff that, you can just go back and catch it, so that this all ties in and makes sense for you. So, so pretty much, yeah, with the 7 levels here, you're earning more on the most. Who else do we got coming in? Colleen. All right. So that's a unilevel. Now we're going down to the leadership bonus pools. And again, this is slightly outdated because they've added an empowerment bonus. And so, so you see here, each month the company takes, it's now 7% instead of the 6 of the total global sales. And they split it up between these leadership bonus pools. And hi, Colleen. So what they do, and this used to, again, not being a big fan of numbers, this, originally my mind was kind of like, well, as the company grows and as the profits grow, wouldn't these shares go up, right? That was my logic. But as the company is growing, it means that there are more people hitting these ranks. So it averages out so that, there's more people hitting silver, gold, platinum. And so with this 2%, the silver share is about $150. The gold share is about 750, and then the platinum, you're getting about 1,500. Now with the empowerment bonus, that is for premiers, silvers, and golds. Now as a premier and a silver, in order to get that empowerment bonus, you have to enroll one person with 100 PV in that month. And that it ends up being about $200 a share. So you'll notice that silvers here have this and then gold has this. So the empowerment bonus is in addition to these shares. And as a gold, you can actually get, excuse me, I just wolfed down dinner and now apparently have little hiccups. As a gold, you get 5 shares here, but if you enroll 2 people as a gold in a month, you're gonna get 2 shares of the empowerment bonus. So again, with them being about $200 a piece, if you get 2 shares, it's an additional $400 that you're making as a gold. So silvers and premiers can only get 1 share, but the golds, so when I say that there was a little bit of a raise with the golds, they're making a little bit more money. So then you have they take this percentage, and so a diamond on average is earning in their monthly bonus pool about $4,000. Let me see here. Hello, Belkis. Hi, Mariah. And then a blue diamond is earning on average, again, this monthly shares, 9 to 12,000. And, it depends on how many people are hitting rank in that month. So if there are more people that hit that rank, then it's being split up between more people. But it averages out to be about $9,000 to $12,000 a month. And then the presidential, you're looking at about 15 to 35,000 a month. Okay. So this is where it kind of all ties together. So you look at these little bubbles here, and these are the building blocks of the bigger ranks, if you will. So, and then the average monthly income is basically taking all of the other checks that we looked at and this is like the average. So the power of 3, the unilevel, and the fast start averages out to be, and again, these numbers have changed since 2017 or whenever it was that Laura had said, this was when we were using this, but with it being the easiest visual, it's just, maybe what I can do is pull up one that's more updated and we can see the averages. But so executives are, they've got a 2,000 and organizational volume, that's what OV stands for, in a month. So whether that is new enrollments or people on LRP, and it doesn't matter. It's like if you have someone underneath you and they're bringing in volume, it's you and everyone underneath you is the 2,000, right? So an elite is bringing in 3,000 in organizational volume, and a premier has 5,000 in OV and 2 personally enrolled executive legs. So, right, that's this green. So 2,000 here, 2,000 here, and ideally maybe that 1,000 is coming from that third leg that you'll need to get to silver. So from premier, the next rank up is silver, and a silver is helping 3 people get to elite, right? So that's 3,000. And so to go from silver to gold, now these elites they've got their 2 personally enrolled and they're now premier. So a gold helps 3 people get to premier. And again, these are personally enrolled people. And this average income has gone up because of that little bonus that I mentioned. Platinum helps 3 people get to silver. So, it's really just duplication. So these 3 silvers all have their elites. Now you're platinum. Average income is about 9,500 a month, but again, we'll pull up some more accurate figures. Diamond helps 4 people get to silver, right? So now you're just taking 3 silvers and you're adding 1 more. And so diamond here, average income, I remember from the classes that we've been doing, it's about 16,000. So, and if you're wondering like, well, what's that average all about? There are people, they've been diamond for 10 years, right? And so their unilevel check is much bigger than a brand new diamond, right? So someone who just hits diamond for the first time is going to be lower than that average. And then there are some people that are earning as a diamond more than this, but it just kind of depends. There are different things that factor in. Then you've got blue diamond, right? So blue diamond helps 5 people get to the rank of gold, right? So then you've got all these premiers down here. Their average income is about 38,000 a month. And then presidential helps 6 people get to platinum, and the average income is over 6 figures a month, right? So you look at, consultant to elite, here's about 3 to 5 hours a week, time frame 2 to 4 months, just kind of depends on your level of motivation. Just to kind of give you some perspective, the woman who introduced me to doTERRA hit silver her first month, she hit gold her second month, and she hit diamond on month 8. So she went from like 0 to making 6 figures in 8 months, which is pretty impressive. So it can be done. Took me a little bit longer, but I was a hot mess when I first started. But there are so many tools that are available to us now to make it easier for us. And it's really, now that we've got the Facebook parties, I think that there's some exciting stuff to come. But then they've got this little, so this is actually from 2015. So, these are just some little stats here on the growth of doTERRA, which, as we've seen on the other slides, doTERRA is growing at the rate of Apple. So, of the general population, only 13% are familiar with doTERRA essential oils, but there are a lot of people out there that are not using these oils yet. And so, yeah, this is pretty much the little business overview. And I'm going to pull up, I'm going to see if I can pull up something that's a little more updated, but what kind of questions might be coming up for anyone? Hey, Mariah. All good.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
So let me see here. I'm just wanting to pull up the slide that's got a little bit blurry. I don't know why. So yeah, does anyone have any questions about the compensation plan and how that works? I know a couple of you jumped on late, so it may have been confusing. But we had just kind of gone through the 5 ways that you get paid with doTERRA. And so it's all recorded though. So
No questions. It makes more sense.
cool. So, I mean, essentially, like, there's no getting to those leadership ranks without helping other people, right? But it's much easier when you have other people that are working with you. So sometimes in the beginning, we want to just start building. And I've made this mistake myself, where you start building underneath someone and you think that like, oh, that when they start making money, they're going to want to show up and do this business. don't do that. It's much better to have open conversations with people and ask them, like, are you interested in, making some money? Would you be, would you want to grow your power, grow your power of three? Because in order for me to build my bonus, I have to help other people to build theirs. And so if you're interested, I'd love to help you. And, and if you'd rather just be a customer, then that's okay too. Right. So at least identifying where people are at. And as Elise says, we want to qualify people. So you get a lot of people that might say, I want to do this business. Well, if someone just says like, I want to get married, you don't just go and marry them, right? You like test them out. You got to date them a little bit, right? So that's Elise talks about. You got to kind of like date people and see, are they serious? So we've got the daily mentor calls, right? So if someone says like, hey, I want to really do this business, you would say like, awesome, I'm so excited to support you. Go check out the daily mentor calls. And when you get to call number whatever, right? So it's like there's a couple of calls. I forget which number it is, but it's one of the first few that once you get to this and you make your list, reach out to me. If you hear from them like 3 weeks or, like 3 months from now, maybe they're not as serious as you think. Whereas someone who's really excited is going to jump in and, they're excited to do it. Those are the people that you want on your front line, the people that take the action steps to, to move themselves forward. We don't want to drag people, right? But sometimes people just need to be taught what to do. So if we show them where to go, and they go and they do it, then that's someone that would be frontline material, right? So it's like, again, much easier especially when you're looking at that power three structure to get people, because people are going to be making money, right? So hopefully they're going to be willing to work for it too, so that you're not doing all the work. I mean, I know people who have built to diamond, even blue diamond, without having anyone else helping them. So can you imagine building to blue diamond? You're doing the work of a lot of people, because all those gold, they're making some pretty decent money. So ideally they're leading and supporting and, and all of that. So um yeah. What kind of questions? Anything at all? I mean, maybe we should stop the recording, just so we can have that compensation plan in a little nutshell, and then we can talk a little bit about Facebook parties.